Always. I have to wait for that. We're starting. And we're live. Woo! Hello, friends. How are you today? Welcome to Thursday. Kim joined. Hello, Kim. How are you? I saw someone else listed there. Oh, we have people jumping in. Hello, everyone. How are you? It is wonderful to have you with us. Welcome to Thursday, our little creative postcard. Jen and I were just sort of coming into the space. I think both of us with this slow and low. That was like a song back in the day. Let it flow. Nope, that's gonna. I don't know. That's gonna. Yeah. Right. Let it flow. And we kind of got that energy going today. So whatever you're bringing today, know that it's the right thing. This morning I have my little flower teacup. It's a really, really, really gray day here in New York. So flowers felt like the right move this morning.
I appreciate the flowers. It's actually gray here too. And so I went with juice.
Nice.
Vitamin C, extra energy. It was really warm. And then we had this big storm come through. And now it's just dropped, into the 60s. And it's kind of nice. I mean, it's beautiful for getting out and hiking and painting. And so I'm enjoying it. And it's I can feel, the gray affecting my mood, not mood as much as my energy levels. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we had the same. We lived the same life. It was crazy hot here. All of a sudden it was summer, but deep summer. I couldn't keep in my head what month it was. And now it's just slowly but surely, the storm came through last night. I will admit I did two things. I did cartwheel and I did dance in the rain because it felt like I needed to do that.
Okay, so first of all, you can still cartwheel.
Yes.
I can see you cartwheeling, and at the same time, I'm but the physicality of it, yes.
100%.
Everybody high 10, Natasha, because oh my gosh, I love that.
I hope I get you for
dancing in the rain.
Yes, it was a lot of fun. Actually, it was fun. My family was on the porch. My daughter was going to be going out, so she was like, "Well, I'm not going out. I'm getting my hair wet." So it was kind of she was right there, and I was. But it was really fun. My husband was there. I was like, "All right, guys, yeah, that was it. Back inside." Woo! There's all the energy.
But even if for a minute you allowed yourself that joy of leaning into your inner child and it's raining, I don't care, I'm gonna go dance in the rain. I love that so much.
It was really fun. I highly recommend it to everyone.
But maybe modified cartwheels depending on your physical
right abilities. Cartwheels are optional.
I don't think I would try it today, but yeah, I love it because so often, and we've talked about this, is that idea of the artist being a little kid, the creative being that's in us thrives when we allow ourselves to play and when we allow ourselves those little indulgences that make the artist happy, and the artist is happy dancing in the rain and cartwheeling and throwing paint around and making a mess. It doesn't have to look perfect. It's just about letting ourselves be in that state of receptivity that then allows for the creativity to come through.
Yeah. This is so that sort of work on hanging out with my inner kiddo is something I've been doing a lot of, and probably we'll talk about more as we move forward. I have been focusing on that a lot, and I am finding that, well, first of all, adulting is just kind of over it. Who else? Can I get a show of hands? Who is finished? Who is just done with adulting?
Yeah.
But doing that work, going back to those things that make me happy. I have my journal here, which is really funny. But I made a piece last night. This is not gonna hang in a museum. This was truly just for me. But when I was little, I used to, my mom would quilt. And so I would take her fabric. I did not know how to sew. I would like cut them into pieces and like try to make dresses for like my dolls. And then like, hi, good morning, V. I would like tie stuff and I would try to do stuff with all this fabric that I had. Well, I was cleaning stuff out yesterday and I came across fabric. I also used to make journals and I loved making the fabric covers. That was one of my favorite things in the whole world. And so I came across the fabric and I was like, I had been starting just a piece in my art journal. And I was like, I kind of want curtains. Okay, it was just such a random thought. But what I ended up creating was it's like my life in the city. I grew up in the city and I used to love to think about all the people in the different apartments, but I used the fabric that I found as the curtains for this dog peeking through. And then I brought in all these other materials to play, and I had such a good time. And I really tapped into the part of me that remembered like just being a maker when I was little, like just taking things and making things for no reason. Or maybe to like give a gift to my mom or like my brother. Like it was one of those things. Yeah, the disco ball is I am a huge fan of all things disco. I would up here. I actually also have, I don't know where it is right this second. I have a disco ball pen so that sometimes if I'm writing and the light catches it in the window, it'll make stuff around the room, which I love. I think it's really fun. But what I found was that tapping into that little kid inside of me brought up these memories that were actually really sweet. But it was this dance of memory along with imagination that was really fun. And it got me thinking a lot about loving ourselves being the most creative act that we can possibly do, and how that if we do love ourselves, and everybody has parts that they don't, the parts that they feel like are flawed or weird with, but if we really can lean into that and kind of have fun with it, how that spreads out to the world around us, how we share that, and whether that is in something we create or the way we love other people. Which, yeah, so those are sort of the things that have been on my mind. I'd love to know what you think about that. Or when you let your little kid out to play, what happens?
Messes. Glitter. Yeah.
Glitter. Oh my goodness.
So, for those of you who don't know me, I work in a church on Sundays. And somehow there's glitter all over the floor. I'm not responsible. I'm just going to say that up front. Not responsible for the glitter. But it's this like red and gold glitter, and it's all over the place. Like it's in the bathrooms, and it just seems to be growing every Sunday for the last 2 weeks. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but like, I don't know if like the cleaning crews like replace their vacuum filter with glitter filters. And it's just, but yeah, it just makes me think of that, like, the nature of glitter is that it multiplies. It's like little tiny rabbits, only I don't think they are. So it really, really boggles my mind that it's growing at the rate that it is. Usually, it just spreads. It's like you use glitter and it gets on your fingers, and then it gets in your hair, and then you get it in your car, and then the next time you get somewhere, it's on your clothes. Okay, so our friend V says, for you watching, listening later, glitter is a symbol of fairy energy. I love that so much. So there's fairies in our church.
I love that.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes, do the whole theme on fairies. I think we need to now.
We seriously need to.
But I think that does speak as well to like my energy of that inner child. It's like I think of that inner child like with the glitter. And by the way, for those of you that are environmentally conscious, I'm aware of the the plastic glitter issues. So I'm very, very cautious if I do use glitter, what glitter I use, all that stuff. So we don't want shame feedback
Yes.
from me because
Yes.
of that. I mean, fairies are nature spirits, so we definitely want to honor that.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that idea of like for me, right, when I tap into that inner child, that vision of glitter and sparkles and the fact that it is like sort of creative contagion. It's like everywhere that you go, you're like dropping a little bit of this creative contagion, and then you keep seeing it. Like every time you see it, it's like that little spark of joy and that reminder.
Yeah.
And so I'm taking this analogy in my head beyond the actual glitter to anything that like sparks that sense of creative play in us. And it could be, like little things that you make and create or maybe put around your house. So every time you see it, it's like that spark of creative joy that's reminding you of that inner child that wants to play. And yeah.
Yeah. There is. So it's so funny thinking about fairies. There were when my daughter was little, we went out into the park because we were at that time living in Manhattan. So we went to Central Park, not Central Park, Carshills Park, which is closer to us. And we got we got sticks and we got pebbles and leaves, and we brought it all home to our house. And we made right at our window this little fairy house. Right. And she was so little, it was so sweet. And we would check and see if a fairy came to visit all the time. Like it was the sweetest thing ever. But what I think about is, and I have Kim, who's on this call, has given me a challenge. I'm just going to put that out there. There's a challenge coming in. I'm working on it right now, where it was, I think she called it foraging, if I'm right. Tell me if I'm right, Kim. And it was finding something like on my walk or somewhere that I would incorporate into something that I was going to create. And so what I loved about it is it invited me outside to be in nature and to be very present in my surroundings and to find something. Now I found two things. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. But that, like, when I think about being a child too, it is being outside. It is being, I have so many thoughts about this. Like, I'm wondering if kids today feel the same way about being outside, but it's being outside. It's being in nature. Yep. Foraging, responsibly found objects. Yes. It is this idea of when I think about being a kid, it's being out in nature. It is being out and playing in the sunshine. And I did grow up in the generation of, you went outside and you came back when the sun was going down in the summertime. Your parents were like, go forth and have fun and be home when the streetlights come on, kind of thing. And so it's that taps into a part of me as well. And there is online, Kara is this woman who's the playful warrior. She's really into play and really bringing that part out of yourself. It's just so beautiful and brilliant. I love that tapping into that part of us allows us to remember to learn and to be connected to nature, to ourselves. And when we are tapped into that, I love that phrase, tapped in, tuned in, turned on. When we're in it, you are leaving these like little glitter pieces around for everybody. And I think it just happens very naturally. But I think it can be hard sometimes for people to feel comfortable enough playing. There can be I'm supposed to be more serious. And I definitely went through that. There was a period of time in my life where I was really playful and really just making all the time and doing all the things. Also when my children were younger. And then as I got a little bit older, I got more serious. And I didn't like it as much.
Back to that whole adulting thing.
Yes. Yeah. Like I was really just like not a fan. And it took me a while to realize it. Like I laughed less. I was quieter. And I feel like I'm slowly coming out of that. And I think life happens to us sometimes. It can just be lifing where you're faced with serious situations and that takes over. But it's sort of always trying to keep that little spark alive, because I feel like otherwise life gets dull. You know, it's like it's not. It's like the glitter ball needs to be, the disco ball needs to be shined and put back up. You know, like, yeah. Do you find that? Do you
I
find that
do.
there's?
I do. And well, I think one of the things that you said too that I really appreciate was just like that when we're in nature, like that tapped in and tuned in and connecting. I'm gonna say like not just with our inner child, like I think it's the wholeness of our being.
Mm-hmm.
When we are like connected with nature. I mean, nature's where we come from, you know, like we are of nature. And
Yeah.
so when we're in it and allow ourselves to be nurtured and um like rejuvenated by nature, that so much comes out of that. You know, we have the capacity to then adult if we need to, or you know, go play some more, but it can be that which fills us up even more.
Right.
And I've been doing, as you know, this month a lot of plein air painting, and so I've been spending more time out in nature and painting. And yesterday I spent like 2.5 hours out at this prairie that's nearby where we live, and in that time, right, I saw turtles and hummingbirds and birds that I've never seen before. There was this like bright, bright blue bird. It's not a bluebird, something else, maybe a blue warbler or something, but so many things, you know, and parents and children hiking the trails, and it was just so beautiful to be there and recognizing the simplicity of it all too.
Yeah.
You know, like when we pause long enough to be in nature and then start seeing, oh, it's really things all work together in harmony. Whereas in our lives and our adulting,
Yeah.
we try to push and pull and, you know, like we think we have to control it. And it's like when we lean back into that wholeness, we recognize, oh, it's just all happening. You know,
Yes. Yes.
there's a freedom in that.
I would love, I know we have folks on our call here right now. I would love, I'm going to ask, throw it out there to you guys. When you are outside, first of all, do you like being in nature? And second, when you're outside, what lights you up? I would love to know. V says, let's be play warriors. This woman, Kara, that I mentioned, who's online, she's at the Playful Warrior. Amazing. Yes, we should all be like these play warriors. I agree. But in nature, is there something that you really enjoy when you're outside? And it could be anything. There's so many things I love. There's a sound that I forgot that I love deeply, which is it's really quiet and you're walking and there's a lot of trees all around you. And at the very tops, the wind starts to play with the leaves and there is a sound. It's a really soft, beautiful sound of the trees shaking in the wind, but just ever so slightly. It's like a shh. It is so soothing. And the other day I was at my son's practice and there's an area where there's trees and I was walking through and I heard it and it stopped me in my tracks. And it reminded me, here we are, a little kid again, being a kid at my aunt's backyard in Long Island in the quiet, just like sitting under trees listening to that. And I was like, you know, drawing or whatever I was doing, but like it was so magical because it took me right back there. And I think it speaks to your point of when we're in nature and we're just sort of allowing ourselves to be fully present. There is a wholeness that does happen. It is our little kid as our adult self all in one, which is really beautiful. And it's so funny because I was talking to my daughter at one point about nature and she was like, well, not everybody likes the same kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah, totally. Like, I agree. I'm a super beach person. I love being by the water and sand in my toes and all of that. But I know there's like people who love the mountains, people who love skiing in the winter, people like, I think it's whatever lights you up that allows you to be connected in some way.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
I love that. I think that's like our creative challenge for everyone this week is to think about, consider, and maybe create something around what lights you up
Yeah.
about nature.
Yeah.
We can all kind of tap into that, like glitter and inner child, and that. Well, I'm going to go back to the fairy energy too, right? I mean,
Yes.
nature. Like, what if what if we just lean into that playfulness around it and create something like you did, just like an art journal page or found object collage or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to just have everyone do that. I will do that this week.
So Kim says, Natasha knows well that I am an utter nature nut. I was actually about to call you out on this in a second, Kim, and say something. On a macro level, particularly drawn to the overlooked objects like errant weeds pushing through cracks. You totally, Kim, by the way, have inspired me in my world. I do this now because of you. I look for these. To our tiny shadow play of overlapping leaves. I could go on and on. I'm going to add one thing too. Kim's work, I've seen some of the things that she has done, and she's an incredible artist and painter. But one of the things I love is she's made these like cartoon pieces where she'll have bugs. Okay, this is my favorite because I'm not a huge bug fan. Like I like some, I like insects of different kinds. But she'll bring them together in a way that's really funny because she's extremely witty and just like so fast with things. And like when she does that, it's one of my favorites because it brings it to my mind. It brings nature to life for me. It gives all like I do walk around thinking about bees having personalities, and a large part is attributed to her. Like, there's a lot of things I do now that are different, but I love that. And V says, I love the scent of orange blossoms. Oh, it's blooming soon. And the wind blows the petals in the air, and the scent tickles your nose. But I love the sound of church bells when the earth is quiet. It returns me to peace. Oh, V, I want you to know I have goosebumps right this second. That was really beautiful. Oh my gosh. Jen, I feel like that's like, yeah.
We have a bunch of poets on here too. I think we're, poetry counts as art. Please remember that.
Yes, seriously.
We've got like another like creative challenge sometime. Yes. Oh, so beautiful.
Do you know what? I think we do that. I think at the end of this, this chat always goes out after we send it out for all those who couldn't be here and maybe want to check it out. I think we do a challenge. We have something with nature and poetry and found objects or something.
Yeah.
And just if so we're throwing it. Okay, V's got it. Yes going on. Woo! For everyone on this call and everyone who watches, this is going to be, love that, V, that art just isn't visual. Oh, I love this. I love the connection that happened. I've got the goosebumps again. This is, I really think it is an absolute call. And I'm glad that, Jen, you just called that out we have poets on this call. It's so funny because I don't know. I think sometimes labels can feel loaded. So you'll say something and someone will be like, no, that's not me. And then they like write something in the comments area or something. You're like, that was poetry, right? Just want to put that out there. So everyone on here is capable of that. And what I love is bringing those things together. So maybe it starts with, we invite you to take a walk somewhere. Or just look out your window and be in nature. Grab an object from that. Grab a pen, a pencil, a crayon, glitter, and bring it all together.
Non-plastic glitter.
Right, non-plastic glitter. Putting it out there. We're thinking about the earth.
I'm fluid on really, really well.
So it doesn't take it off. Doesn't come off. And be a fairy. Yes, exactly. Even you could create yourself as one on a piece of paper. Or just
make your own fairy house. What if you could live in your own fairy house?
Can you even? No, yes. That I love that. Oh, make your own fairy house. Imagine. I'm just dying to see what people would make. And you can draw it, you could paint it, you could
write
it. You could all of it. Like, when there's no parameters on that one of what materials you could use. It has to be the only parameter we'll put. I love this. Yes, me, so do we. The only parameter I'll put is that it has to be something that lights you up. It has to be a material. It could be a tree branch. It could be a leaf. It could be whatever you touch that lights you up. and find some way to create with that. And if there's words that find you, because sometimes when I'm creating, I will be in the middle of something and there are words that float in and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to grab those and put those here too, because they're maybe supposed to be a part of this. Whatever finds you is right. So long as when you're creating, you feel good inside. That's the only parameter, is that you have to feel good. Like at the end of it, you could not show it to a soul and still feel like, yeah, I'm excited that I did that.
I love that.
Cartwheel.
Yes. I just want to point out, like, I have felt an energy shift in our time together today, right? We said we came in, like, both of us, like, kind of slow energy, and here we are.
Here we are.
Okay, here we go. Let's do the thing, you know?
Yes.
Lots of energy. So, yeah, thank you so much. I hope everybody's feeling that as well. Like that just, yeah, call to play. The call to
play.
And if it rains, go dance outside.
It is currently raining. I feel like wherever, yes, if it's raining, go outside and dance. Do it. To everybody who has been here with us today, thank you so much. One of the things that I think Jen would probably agree with too is I think part of the big reason for the shift in energy is the people who were here and sharing all of those things. How do we share our fairy houses with each other? So trying to think of the best way. If you want, because comments, I don't think you can put photos in here. I'll double check that. But if not, what I'll do is I'm going to post my email address with in the Substack, and you can send me, yes, the perfect Kim. I'm going to give everybody my email address. It'll be on the post. Send me photos. I will actually put together a post of fairy houses. That'll be its own thing. And so before, if you could just do it. Okay, I'm going to play. Heading home now. Watch out. I love that beat. So what I'll do is I'll put my email in there. If you could send them before Wednesday of next week, or Tuesday. It'll give me a little time to put the post together. So before Tuesday of next week, and I'll put this all in the post that goes out, I will put together a post of fairy houses and I will share so that people can see before we have our next Thursday call. How does that sound, Jen? Does that work for you?
I think that sounds wonderful. Are we limiting it to fairy houses or any art inspired by nature that lights you up?
Any art inspired by nature that lights you up. So anything coming from this call that you walk away from and you create after, please share with us because we would love to see it. And I'm really excited.
Me too.
Yay! All right.
Creative experience.
Who knew? I love that we just created this experience. See, this whole thing just happened. Your email can't handle all the nature happiness. Yes, it can, Kim. I got it all. I'm so excited to see what everybody creates. Have a great day, V. Your Play Warriors. I'm going to share this with that woman, Kara. I want to say thank you to Jen for showing up today with me and being in that space of, and then all of a sudden being here. Thank you to all of you who shared today. What an amazing conversation. Thank you to all of you who were here. It doesn't matter if you're speaking or not. Just you being here makes this a more magical experience. And to all those who will be joining in later, this challenge goes out to you as well. We hope you'll join us. And Kim, thank you. Can't wait till next Thursday. I can't wait to see what this week brings. I've got the goosebumps again. That's good stuff.
Fantastic.
Till then, have fun, play, enjoy life. And Jen, anything you'd like to share?
Create.
Woo! And we're out. Bye, everyone.
Bye.